What has it been like being a leader of employees, an international group of employees during this time? What is that experience like? And also like think about it from a leader perspective, sure having employees, but also leading a business
Yeah,
perspective as well.
yeah. So from a professional perspective, and of course, just professional, because from a humanistic or from a human perspective, yeah, this is something terrible. This is terrible. Like a lot of people is dying, and a lot of people will die, and it's a nightmare. And also seeing and understanding that we are going to face an economic crisis where a lot of people will suffer. Also, usually huge and deep economic crisis also means that a lot of people in the world will die because of it, and will suffer a lot. So that's terrible. That's terrible, and I wish it was not happening, of course, and it's insane. That's the first thing to take into account. But on the other hand, when I just see the a professional part of it, there is a part of it that actually it's very interesting. It's super challenging, and I think that what I'm actually doing. So I think that as a leader, you have to work psychologically on yourself, try to be very realistic, and at the same time try to bring yourself, trying to bring your best self and level up at these moments. And the
Mm.
way to do it is, it's normal to have a lot of a huge range of feelings. In my case, I'm feeling extremely positive, and the way to do it is I try to compare ourselves to people that lived um, tougher situations. Like my grandparents, for example, my grandmother tells me a lot about when she was young. They didn't have anything to eat at home when she was very young. She's 92 years old now. So when she was like 6 or 7 years old, they were very poor here in the Canary Islands. They didn't have anything to eat. She suffered the civil war in Spain, and also she was alive, of course, during the Second World War, the World War II. Sorry, World War II. So I just this made me have a lot of a better understanding of what a war could be, and still we are so far from something like that. Like if someone from my family or even myself had to go to another place and start shooting other people and killing other people, or even killing myself, this situation would be like way harder. Like it would be like so crazy and so hard that I can just understand a little bit about how it is. And the more I know, the less I understand from many ways. And also all this situation made me aware that actually, you know what, we were extremely stupid. If you
Mm.
see the history of human beings, they everyone suffered either war or a period of extreme poverty or things like that. All the generations, there is no generation in the history of in the human history where people didn't suffer something so serious as something like that, as a war or extreme poverty. And we thought we would never face something even close to that.
It's
So
true. It's
stupid.
true.
We were so stupid. The only generation that didn't suffer something like that are some of our parents. And I'm saying some because, of course, that depends on their age. If you're young, maybe your parents didn't go through that in some places of the world. In some places of the world. Because in the majority of the world, people are actually suffering some things like this and way worse than this every fucking day. So we have to be conscious. But we were so separated in our beautiful and luxury world from what they call developed countries that we thought we were never, like, of course that it's not gonna happen. Like, my whole life is gonna be a beautiful movie, right? And we were so stupid. That this is just good in many ways, because you learn a lot and you realize how fragile we all are. And again, if you think about our grandparents, all of them suffered the World War II at least. So what make you think, like, for example, to be honest, and this is something that just changed my mind, I always thought, like, the army is not that important. Why do we spend that amount of money in the thing? Now I feel like, oh my God, imagine that suddenly the world becomes even more stupid to enter another big war or something like that. And there are a lot of countries actually currently in war. So then those guys are the ones that are going to fight for your interests. So maybe you change that. And once you have something like this and you see police officers on the street and people from the army, my feeling is thank you, like deeply thank you. I really appreciate your job. You are there exposing yourself to that virus. And I know that you would be there, and I understand it now, not just with the virus or any other condition. And that's impressive. And that's something that we all should feel very thankful. Apart that from in other countries, like the army and police officers, they can have different conditions, they treat in a different way the population. Like, there are many different perspectives to see the thing, because you can see police officers in other countries from the world like being racist or things like that. In Spain, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen, as far as I know, at least.
Sure. And I mean, you know what you're describing, though, is a switch in perspective. It's something, actually, a beautiful gift that's come out of all of this. I think there's a lot of gifts that come out of it. But it's having a different type of appreciation for a type of job that you see every day that you never had that appreciation for. For you right now being the army, I think for a lot of people, it also looks like they're appreciating doctors and nurses way more than they ever did, because they're on the front lines fighting the war right now. People are definitely appreciating our educators and teachers a lot more now that all the kids are home and the parents are having to homeschool. So people's eyes are opening up to all these jobs that we've had that are now you're actually realizing, whoa, these are the true warriors and backbone of our society. And we didn't even think about it that way. And it's very cool. So